But there must be more classified that you're not allowed to see. We had a lively engagement with Congressman Eric Swalwell of California last night. We offered a half hour in order to see proof of Russian collusion, and there wasn't any. Meanwhile, today on The View, former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, the one who lied to Congress on camera, said that President Trump wasn't being spied on by the Obama administration. They were just watching him, and Trump ought to thank them for that.
Was the FBI spying on Trump's campaign?
No, they were not. They were spying on a term I don't particularly like, but on what the Russians were doing, trying to understand, were the Russians infiltrating, trying to gain access, trying to gain leverage and influence.
So why doesn't he like
what they do?
So why doesn't he like that? He should be happy that.
Well, he should be.
Yeah, he should be grateful. That ingrate. We're joined now by Fox senior political analyst Britt Hume. Britt, why isn't the president more grateful that the Obama FBI was spying on him for his own good?
It's interesting to hear Clapper use the word spying, because a number of the administration's defenders, the Obama administration's defenders in the media and elsewhere, have been very, very careful about using that word and saying that it really wasn't spying that was going on. It was an informant. But mind you, of course, this was at that stage, this was a counterintelligence investigation, which is to say that they were acting, the FBI was acting in its capacity as a spy agency when they sent this guy in to see what was, to see what he could find about what was going on inside the Trump campaign with regard to the Russians. So pretty hard to argue they weren't spying on.
When did we become so blasé about it? I mean, you covered Watergate, and one of the gravest crimes that President Nixon was accused of committing was subverting federal agencies to gather intelligence on his political opponents. That's what people said he did. Use the IRS, people said. People were outraged by that. Journalists were outraged by that. Why aren't they outraged now?
Well, because they rather like the Obama administration, and they cannot stand the ground Donald Trump walks on. That's really what this is about, the antipathy to him, and the sense in the media and elsewhere that his election constituted a national emergency, which all efforts should have been made to prevent, which nobody thought was going to happen, and when it did, everybody's heads exploded, and this is where we are.
But wait, doesn't democracy die in darkness?
Well, of course, but there is this. The efforts of Russia to meddle in the election are worth investigating. There's no question about that. But if you are beginning to insert yourselves into somebody's campaign and you're worried about protecting the campaign, as some apologists for the FBI have stated, what would you do? Wouldn't you then go immediately and say to the people in that campaign, look, we need to tell you this. You got a problem here. You got the Russians trying to penetrate you here. That was considered, we now know, and it never happened.
Which is the most telling, and thank you for reminding us of that, the most telling detail. I agree completely. Britt Hume, thank you.
Thank you, Tucker.
Well, the rest of us